Good day, everyone. I am Jericho Badongan from BIT for AFSMA. Right now, we're going to tackle about principle of management. So let's start. First is management. Management is an art and science of getting things done through the effort of people. This definition is drawn from a biography of Mary Parker Follett in 1868 to 1933, written by P. Graham. Mary Parker Follett, Prophet of Management, Boston Harvard Business School Press in 1995. The principle of management are the means by which you actually manage, that is, get things done through others individually in groups or in organization. In this management is the coordination and administration of tasks to achieve a goal. Such administration activities include setting the organization's strategy and coordinating the effort of staff to accomplish these objectives through the application of available resources. Next, what are managers? A manager is a person responsible for the planning, organizing, leading, and controlling an organization. Managers do not spend all their time managing. When choreographers are dancing a part, they are not managing, nor are office manager managing when they personally check out a customer credits. Some employees perform only part of the function described as managerial, and to that extent, they are mostly managers in limited areas. So in managers can be vital to the success of an organization. They lead employees within their department. In addition to helping set key performance indicators and goals to grow the organizations. Also, a manager must help develop employees and adjust their strategy to give their team clarity and direction on what they're working on. They are also the communication line between an executive team and employees working under them who work together to execute projects and complete their goal. Next, empowerment. Empowerment is the process of enabling or authorizing an individual to think, behave, take action, and control work and decision making in autonomous ways. In this case, manager can authorize and give power to their employees, letting them decide what is best for the organization based on its goal and objectives. In empowerment gives the opportunity to participate in management, solve problems, and participate in making decision processes. Then next, general managers. General managers take direction from their top executives. They must first understand the executive's overall plan for the company. Then they set specific goals for their own departments to fit in which the plan. So in general manager is one of the manager that exists within an organization. They manage the success of product line or the unit that producing revenue. They can make choices on what the plan is for a product and create goals for that plan. That's all. Then next, function of management. According to George and Jerry, there are four functions of management, namely planning, organizing, and the actual controlling. According to Henry Fayol, to manage is to forecast and plan, to command and control, whereas Rudder Gulick has given the keyword postdicon, where P stands for planning, O for organizing, S for stopping, D for directing, and CON for controlling. Planning, organizing, stopping, Directing and controlling is the most commonly used and accepted functions of management given by Cons and O'Donnell. There are five concepts that commonly used and accepted function given by Cons and O'Donnell. These concepts are essential to ensure their team comes together to reach the company's goal. Next. So, in this figure shows the process of management. To start the planning, organizing, stopping, directing, and ending and controlling. So, in this figure, planning is a fundamental management function that determines the future path of action and choosing the best course of action in advance to attain present objectives, and in planning it tells us on how to do the things and when to do it. Planning is the situation that you need to achieve from this to this. Then sa organizing, it is the process of gathering all of the company's resources, either physical resources, financial resources, human resources, and establishing fruitful relationships among them for the accomplishment of organizational objectives. When it comes to planning an event, you must consider all relevant local factors, including activity identification, activity classification, assignments, and others. So sa stopping naman is a management function that emphasizes the value of an organization's human capital organizations. Its goal is to stop the organization's structure and maintain it. So sa directing naman, the managerial function of directing is what activates organizational procedures to effectively work toward achieving corporate goals. It is also regarded as the enterprise's lives or called life spark since it ignites human action. Because stopping, planning, and organizing are merely the means by which the task is to be done. So, in last is controlling. It entails evaluation of performance in comparison to benchmarks and improvements upon in order to guarantee the accomplishment of the organization's objectives. The objective behind controlling is to guarantee that everything takes place in coordinates with the standards. So that's all for the process of management. So let's go for the next. Its purpose is to man the organization structure and keep it manned. Stopping involves. So ito yung list niya. Manpower planning, recruitment, selection, and placement of manpower, training and development, remuneration, performance appraisal, and last is promotion and transfer. According to this, managers need to ensure that they have the right people for the job, but they also need to pay attention to issues like organizing workplace policies. Staffing involves manpower planning, recruitment, selection, and placement of manpower, and also training and development and etc. So that's all. Then next, directing has the following elements: supervision, motivation, leadership, communication. Directing sets in motion the action of people because learning, organizing, and stopping are the mere preparation for doing the work. Direction is an aspect of management that deals directly with influencing, guiding, supervising, and motivating staff for the achievement of organizational goals. Controlling and measuring an organization performance has the following steps. establishment of standard performance, measurement of actual performance, comparison of actual performance with the standard and finding a deviation if any. And four, corrective action. A manager must have control over what the members do, on how they do it, and how to measure their progress. Control over these factors help a manager reach success. Role of managers. Managers assume multiple roles in an organization. According to Mintzberg, there are 10 roles common to the work of all managers. So the role of managers as defined by Mintzberg are considered essential guidelines for good managers. Thought adding new skills and competencies can always uplift a manager to a higher level. A manager needs to play more the leadership role to inspire people and share with them the necessary information to work together as a team, cooperate, and learn from each other. Next. So this figure below shows the 10 managerial rules. It divided into three main clusters: interpersonal, informal, and decisional. Under the interpersonal cluster includes figurehead, leadership, and liaison, while informational cluster has monitor, monitor, and spokesperson, and lastly, the decisional cluster has entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator, and also negotiator. So, management levels and the organizational hierarchy. From this, um, sa figurehead is you have duties as a manager. A manager is anticipated to be a source of inspirational or inspiration. People look up to you because you are an authoritative figure and figurehead. While in leader, of course, in this capacity, manager give leadership for their teams, departments, or even the entire company. They also oversee performance. Everyone in the group has certain obligations. Then last is a liaison. Manager must communicate with both internal and external connection. You must be able to effectively network on behalf of your organization. While sa informational, number one is monitor. In this position, manager constantly look for information about your company and the sector to see whether any pertinent environmental changes have occurred. As well, keep an eye on your team's performance and overall health. While sa disseminator, this is the channel through which is a manager interacts with potentially useful information to your team and fellow teammates. Last is spokesperson. Spokesperson managers serve as the organization's spokesperson and act in that capacity. In this position, you're providing information to the appropriate parties about your organization and its objectives person outside of it. Then sa decisional na, entrepreneur. Entrepreneur, as a manager, you instigate and oversee organizational change. This entails resolving issues, coming up with fresh concepts, and putting them into actions. While sa disturbance handler, when a group or a team encounters an unforeseen obstacles, of course, it's who must assume control is the manager. Then sa resource allocator naman, this tool is used to assign staff, funds and the resources or in a company resources. Negotiator. Ne- the last is negotiator. So you might be required to lead or participate in significant discussions. So that's all for managerial roles. Next is management levels and the organizational hierarchy. This figure below shows the management level and the organizational hierarchy. First is executive management, middle management, first line management, then rank and file employees. So in the middle, employees are the middle and first line level of management might also have managerial responsibilities that span this department as the leader of a team. So sa executive manager or managements are in charge of the this one is in charge of the entire organization and are at the top of the hierarchy. Organization in particular is its strategic course. Then sa middle managers naman, management naman, who are at the middle of the hierarchy are in charge of the major departments and may also be in charge of subordinate managers. While sa first line management are responsible for running day-to-day operations within their department while using supervising salary staff. So that's all. So six M's of management. We have we have so this the figure below shows the six M's of management. Manpower, market, machines, material, method, and last is measurements. The first one, manpower. This is a managerial and non-managerial personnel constitute manpower. While in the markets, both products and services need marketing, and successful marketing increases our firm financial returns. While in the machines, they are commonly used to convert raw materials into semi-finished and finished products. Then, pagdating naman sa material, na they consist of raw materials and semi-finished goods that are either converted or assembled into finished products through the production process. So, method naman is they refer to systems and procedure used for performing various operations. Last, measurement. Sa measurement is the process of inspecting, gauging the quantity and quality of goods and services. It also refers to the assessment of the efficiency of the company's resources. So that's all for 6 M's of management. Planning is a function of management. All business firms would like to be a successful, increase their sales, and earn profits. All, all managers dream of this and strive to achieve their goals. Business managers think in advance on what to do and how to do it. This is this is the essence of planning. So planning is the first managerial function to be performed in the process of management. It is concerned with deciding in advance what is to be done, when, where, how, and by whom it is to be done. Next, importance of planning. Planning is certainly important as it tells us where to go, It provides direction and reduces the risk of uncertainty by preferring forecast. The major benefits of planning are given below. So, ito yung list niya is planning provides directions, planning reduces the risk of uncertainty, planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activities, planning promotes innovative ideas, planning facilitates decision making, and planning establish standards for controlling. So, planning is important because planning determines the time of actions to achieve the predetermined organizational goals. It is a deliberate and conscious research used to formulate the design and sequence of action through which it is expected to help to reach its objectives. It's a process to achieve them. The major benefits of planning are planning provides direction, reduce the risk of uncertainty, reduce overlapping and wasteful activities, promotes innovative idea, facilitate decision making, and also establish stands for controlling. Sa first part, planning provide directions by outlining in advance how work is to be accomplished. Planning provides direction for action. Planning makes sure that the objectives or goals are clearly specified so that they can serve as a roadmap for choosing what course of action to pursue and in which direction. Then, planning reduces the risk of a certain uncertainty. Planning is an activity that enables a manager to look ahead and foresee changes, which lower the risk associated with uncertainty. Planning demonstrate how to deal with changes in our certain situation by determining in advance the activities to be completed. Then next is planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. In this planning is the foundation for coordinating the action and efforts of several division, departments, and individuals, which reduces overlapping and productive activities. It aids in preventing misunderstanding and confusion. Sa planning promotes innovative ideas naman is it encourage innovative ideas because it is the first task of management and new ideas can become actual plans. The most important as it direct all future actions resulting in the expansion and development of the company. Management finds this to be a difficult task. So next is planning facilities decision making. In planning makes decision making easier because it is enables managers to see into the future and select among several different courses of actions. Then last is planning establishes standards for controlling. Planning involves creating goals which provide criteria for controlling, achieving set by goals by planning, organizing, stopping, directing, and controlling is the focus of the entire managerial process. So, ayun lang for the importance of planning. Ayun lang yung mga importance. Yon. Next is future of planning. So, for this, planning focuses on achieving objective. So, usually naman talaga, nagpa-focus tayo sa objectives na kailangan natin ma-achieve. Then next is planning is a primary function of management. Planning is pervasive. Planning is continuous. Planning is futuristic. And planning involves decision making. Next, planning processes. Um, In planning processes, there are five planning processes. These are setting objectives, develop premises, like here, yan, identifying alternative courses, evaluating alternative courses, selecting an alternative. So, so in setting objectives, is the initial and most important step. The entire organization, as well as any department or unit inside it, may have its own set of objectives. For all departments, teams, and staff members, it should be made very obvious. While in development premises, a manager should create assumptions and develop them in alignment with the aims and objectives of the organizations. Because planning is concerned with the future, which is unknown, and every planner uses guesswork about what might happen in the future. So in ano naman, identifying alternative courses, goals are decided upon as assumptions are created. Acting on them would be the next step. There are a variety of ways to act and accomplish goals. While in evaluating alternative courses, the next stage is to analyze the benefits and drawbacks of each possible route. There will be a numerous factors in each course that must be compared to one another. So in selecting an alternative, the actual purpose of making decision is choosing an alternative. The most effective plan must be chosen and put into actions. The best strategy would of course be the one that was the most realistic, successful, and had the fewest bad effects. So that's for the planning process. Then next naman is types of plan. So we have two plans. We have two types of plans. First is single-use plan, standing plan. So single-use plan is developed for a one-time event or project such a course of action is not likely to be repeated in future. In standing plan is used for activities that occur regularly over a period of time. It is designed to ensure that the internal operation of an organization runs smoothly. Such a plan greatly enhances efficiency in routine decision making. So we have two types of plan. These are the single plan and standard plan, of course. The single plan is the short-term plan of an organization, while the plan is the long-term plan of organization. So that's all, and thank you for listening.